Hey there, everyone. This is Dane Dormio. Welcome to the Chai Tea Tai Chi web show. This evening, I'm looking forward to talking with my good buddy Andrew Brown about his his company, Circulation Solutions. This is his business. The name says a lot, but he's going to tell us even more about what he does. Is very complementary to the work that we do with Tai Chi and Qigong for health, wellness, and longevity. So, Andrew, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me, Dane. How you doing?
I'm doing excellent. It's great to see you this evening, and I'm glad that we're getting to talk about this because I want people to have an opportunity to know about your it's a health services business, and you do some things that are complementary with Qigong and Tai Chi and the sort of health and wellness, mind body stuff that we do. And so far we've talked about what you do in conjunction with Tai Chi, and with martial energetics, but you're actually an industrious, entrepreneurial fellow and have many things going on. So I am interested and excited to hear about what Circulation Solutions is, what exactly that is, and why you chose that name, Circulation Solutions, because I'm sure it's significant.
Yes. So I've been studying Tai Chi and Qigong for 15 plus years now. And one of the main benefits of those practices is improving your overall general circulation. And improving your general circulation will directly improve your health, because 97% of all disease is caused by poor circulation, bad circulation, not getting enough blood to the tips of your fingers or to that organ that is having issues. That's the kind of stuff that gets you over time. So stimulating that kind of blood flow has always been interesting to me, and just a big part of preventing a lot of your major problems. So Circulation Solutions is all about helping people with that general problem. So I teach Tai Chi, Qigong classes, private, group, and corporate lessons, and I also use some of the latest technology to assist people who aren't really interested in necessarily memorizing and breathing and getting up and doing things. They're like, oh, it's just like, that takes effort. And I'm like, all right, well, I have products that bypass effort. You just have to use them. And as long as you use them as a habit, they are very good for you.
So what are those products?
So we have a PEMF device, which is a pulse electromagnetic frequency health device. So it's a class 1 FDA regulated beamer. So beamer is this amazing technology that's been around for 20 years. And that's simple, 8 minutes per session. You just use it twice a day, and I haven't been sick since I started. So I know probably not supposed to say that kind of stuff, but that's okay.
I hope you didn't just start yesterday.
Yeah, it's all right. No, I've been doing it for a while. It's very good for me. I've been using it since December of 2017. I haven't been sick since. And everyone who uses it loves it. It just feels really nice. And then I also use a TENS unit, which TENS units are those muscle stimulations. You put some electrodes on your body and your muscle tightens for a second, then relaxes. And so that one's really good for any kind of strains or sprains under like a lot of soreness. It's good for that kind of treatment.
So the TENS unit actually treats muscle where the muscle tissue is injured or where there's a sprain or something directly, and the beamer is just kind of treats your whole body in a sort of a general sense.
It has general blood flow as its primary effect, but it's great for so many different things that it's tough to just list them out off the top of your head anyway. It has focus. So they have like a general body blanket that you just lay down on, and then there's accessories for focusing on, say, your belly, and there's other accessories for focusing on just the elbow or a certain part of the body, anywhere on your body. Just it's called a spot, and then they have a pad, and they have a light, which is really great. My father's been using that with his bruises. Now that he's 71 years old, he gets those bruises pretty easily. So he uses it just one time, and in 2 or 3 days, it's all gone.
So there's a lot of questions actually I have around the technology and also just what the the services that you provide. So let's see if I can pick one to start with. So the beamer technology you mentioned, it's a pulsed electromagnetic frequency technology. It's spelled beamer, BEMER. Does that mean something, or is it a name?
That's an acronym for bioelectromagnetic energy regulation.
Okay. So this is a technology that I think not a lot of people in the U.S. have heard of, and it comes out of Europe, right?
Yes, it's originally invented in Germany, I believe,
Okay,
and
so
manufactured right now in Liechtenstein.
if you haven't heard of it yet, maybe that's why. The I'm curious about a few aspects of that, because it's one is so this is a device that stimulates your body with gentle electromagnetic fields, right? Or as we might say, electromagnetic radiation. Ooh.
Yes.
And of course, there have been concerns for quite some time about electromagnetic fields actually being bad for you. You don't want to live under a power line, and cell phones cause brain tumors and or hip tumors if you carry them in your pocket. So I'm curious about the science and the theory behind how electromagnetic fields affect the human body at all, because I mean we generally don't notice, there's radio waves and everything going through us all the time.
Yeah.
And do what?
Yeah, radio waves,
Everything, all wavelengths.
different communication patterns, they pass right through you, because the human body is basically not magnetic against, with all these different frequencies.
Yeah, and normally we don't even feel it. How is it that it even has an effect, and how is it that is good for you and not bad for you? And I'm interested in hearing about this from how does your because I know that your background as an electrical engineer informs your understanding of this phenomena. So just for the record, you're not like a hippie woo-woo guy talking about this stuff. You're a double E, talking about electromagnetic fields being good for the human body. So how does your sort of technical background inform your perspective of those questions about how do electromagnetic fields interact with the human body, and how do they do it? How's that beneficial?
Okay, well, there's a lot there. So let's start with the basics. So I'm an electrical engineer. I'm not a medical doctor, and I am not a PhD researcher on PEMF fields and their effect on the human body. But I do know every single cell in your body has iron in it, every single one. And iron is a ferromagnetic metal. So electromagnetic fields will have an effect on iron. So this generating a field across your entire body, and the sum total of the energy pulsing through your body, plus all these small little pieces of material throughout your body that are just minorly moved by it, that buildup of the pattern, that's really what is being stimulated. It's stimulating an entire pattern across your body and getting your blood to flow in a calm, well, using the Beamer signal, which is patented. They have 5 international patents on this product that make it work. And so there's a lot of research out there, and I shouldn't even be speaking to it. You can check it out on PubMed. It's pubmed.gov, I believe. And you can also go to the Beamer website and look up all this stuff. It's great, well-researched piece of technology that, I don't even feel comfortable speaking to like that level of medical knowledge because I just don't have it. So it's all there. It's all well studied. So just go look for yourself. Take a look. The YouTube has a ton about it. Their own website has a ton about it. So I can't be the one to give it all right away off the top of my head. Yeah. It's an impressive piece of technology. Like I said, I use it twice a day, and it's only a benefit. It doesn't do any harm. FDA Class 1 means that it's been proven to do no harm. So it's at that level, and they're doing the further studies to get to Class 2, which is like direct observable effect on relative to some disorder. So they haven't finished all the studies in America. It has been accepted in Europe as that level, but we're in America, so.
Yeah. So our whole is to training martial arts and mind body practices is scientific, and our primary laboratory is our own body. It's sort of citizen science, and because you can do science, you can apply the scientific method with your own observations and subjective experience, and so if somebody asks, why do you practice Qigong or Tai Chi, you say, well, because it feels good, of course. It's not because, I believe if I do this every day, it will be good for me. It feels good. So with the Beamer technology, I've used it, and I've noticed certain sensations that I think are kind of analogous to some of the things that can be felt in Qigong practice. So what's been your experience with just like, how does it actually feel to use the technology? What does your body tell you when you use it?
Yeah. So everyone I've given sessions to there's some similarities, but there's a lot of differences. So there's a wide spectrum of, some people just feel amazing, and the entire time they're on it, they're just like, they're feeling sensations that they haven't felt before, and it's like it changes them, and they're really impressed by it. And some people come to me and said, I felt absolutely nothing. I don't know why that you even bother. So there's a wide range of receptacle of different receivers. My personal experience has been more of deep relaxation. I can definitely become in tune with my heart rate, my heartbeat. I can really feel it throughout my entire body. It's almost like every single pulse of your heart shakes your entire body. So very, very well aware of that sensation. So if you sit in a chair and just relax and you can meditate, you can start to feel your heart rate. But when I use the Beamer, I sit on that. I just sit on the chair and use it, and my whole body starts to like just rock with every single heartbeat. It's very impressive to get that bonus from the device. That's why I keep using it. It's also great for sleep. Once you've been using it for 6 weeks, they recommend start sleeping on it, and it's the best sleep I've ever had. So can't recommend it enough.
You mentioned earlier that for some people who don't want to do exercise, even gentle meditative kind of exercises like Qigong, you tell them, oh, this is a way to bypass the work, the effort.
Yeah.
And I've heard you make reference before too. It's kind of like a technology that does for you what qigong does for your body.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if you could speak to this idea of is this something that like really literally could replace the need for exercise or even for qigong, or is it more that you can get all the benefits and more without actually putting in the effort, or is it does it work more in like a complementary way that they support and reinforce each other's benefits and their sort of complementary modalities?
In my opinion, they're very complementary. You could do one and not the other, and you could do the other and not the one, and it would just be fine. But when you do them in conjunction, it just really proves it to you how good it is for you. So doing qigong for all these years has proven to me the effects of qigong and the benefits of just doing that practice. And doing Beamer for the last 8 months has proven to me the great effects of the Beamer. So I highly recommend both. They complement each other, but they work independently from each other too.
So so you could also say that the Beamer is a device that for a qigong practitioner can enhance and amplify the benefits of your qigong practice.
Yeah, I would agree to that.
Mm. Yeah, that is pretty powerful. What didn't you tell me about a qigong master who said someday somebody's going to come along and invent a technology that's going to do this for people?
Yep. So that was I was at one of the training seminars for when I was learning how to use this thing, and one of the teachers was relaying this story of how a qigong master told his student, who was a guy who bought the Beamer from this man. He's like, yeah, about 10 years ago, my qigong instructor said, one day you're going to come across a device that does exactly what I've been teaching you. And he's like, oh, okay. And then he goes away. 10 years later, he comes across the Beamer, and it's like, oh my gosh, this is a very similar feeling to what happens when I do qigong. Like just that feeling of your blood rushing through you, and you can actually sense it, and you can feel it, and you know it's happening. It's not just you're like, oh well, my heart's beating, but I'm running around, I don't really feel it. So Beamer and qigong are good partners to have in your life.
So tell us about some of the services that you provide in San Diego, because you're based in San Diego.
Yes.
Right now. So in conjunction with your mission, speaking of which, what is the mission of Circulation Solutions? What's your reason for doing this?
I want to improve the general health and welfare of everyone I meet. So by teaching Tai Chi and Qigong, I can quickly, within 1 hour, I can teach people enough basics that they'll never need to see me again, and they could continue with those practices for the rest of their life. But most people don't build a habit that quickly, so it's really up to them to take that to heart. And then by just being able to take the device around and show them to people and demonstrate them on people, it doesn't hurt them. The only warning they ever said is don't try not to Beamer people who just had an organ transplant because it can knock off the there's like drugs you use to keep the body from rejecting organs, and by increasing blood flow you can actually knock those drugs out of your system a little quickly, and then people might reject their organ. So you don't want to do that.
Right, because
that's the only warning they've ever given us about.
That isn't. If I'm not mistaken, in that situation, people are given immune suppressant,
immunosuppressant
to suppress their immune system. Yeah, immunosuppressant.
Yeah. And so using the Beamer will help flush you out a little bit.
It might. Yeah, it might.
And then you're like, oh no, my liver is really hurting.
It would have the opposite effect of that. So
yeah.
In other words, if you're trying to suppress your immune system, don't use it.
There you go. That's a good point. Yeah, this improves your immune system. It helps you.
Yeah. Yeah, and I have seen the the videos of the like the actual micro videos of like the blood circulation.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty incredible. So your mission is health, wellness, longevity, improving the longevity of people you meet, and having tools to do that. And I can relate actually to what you said about. But you can give somebody the enough theoretically qigong to get them started in one session, and most of the time people won't. Sometimes they do, but I do remember one girl that I met and trained with just like a couple of times, and I heard from her a few months later, and she said, "Yeah, I've been practicing that qigong you taught me. It's great." And I was like, "Wow, that's amazing." But that's kind of like the exception that proves the rule. People generally don't follow through with things unless they have a social support system and they're coming to class, and that's just that's just the way we work. But I definitely resonate with the aim of whatever time you have with someone, giving them as much value as you can from that time, whatever it is, whether it's 5 minutes or half an hour or whatever it may be. So, so what are some of the services that you provide in San Diego? What can people contact you for help with? And there was also, actually, this is actually okay. This was a question about the Beamer that I almost forgot about, because you mentioned that these things are great for people who have health limitations and health challenges and physical limitations and overcoming injury and illness and that sort of thing. But what about for somebody who's healthy and wants to be healthy? For what about somebody who's fit? For somebody who's a high performer and active? Are these technologies? I mean, the TENS you mentioned being good for healing sprains and bruises and things like that. Obviously, is a concern for people who are active and receiving injuries occasionally. But what about the Beamer technology? Is that good for somebody who's physically fit and active as well?
Oh yes. We have okay. Well, the Beamer company sponsors a biking team called Team Beamer, and that team has won the Race Across America, I think twice now. So it's like having steroids in your system. It's so good for you, and it's so good for your recovery and for just delivering more and more energy to your organs, to your muscles through the blood, because everything comes through the blood. All the oxygen you get, which is the energy of your life, that comes to you through the blood. So if you can improve your blood flow and make it more and more efficient and get to the point where you have this peak performance blood flow, you can get to the point where you have peak performance, because the foundation builds the whole structure.
Yeah, so that's pretty awesome about the bicycle team.
Yeah, they're very impressive. I've met one of the guys, and he's just really good. It's amazing how much he rides, and he's like 50-something-year-old man, and he's just I could knock out a few hundred miles a week, easy, no big deal. Like, I can't knock out 100 miles a week. So it's impressive.
So wrapping up, what are the services that you provide in San Diego if people are in San Diego, and what can you help them with?
So as I said, I teach Qigong, Tai Chi, and self-defense as well. So what I go around to do is the service I offer is I come to your home, teach you Tai Chi and Qigong in private, or I meet you at a park and we can do public classes and do group classes. Most of my classes all of the group classes I run are through Meetup, and they're free to attend. until you join the martial energetics group. So we do run group classes through the martial energetics group that require Patreon support. But up until that, you can come and get as many free classes as you like. I give it away as much as I can, because every single time I give it away, I get more back. That's the great thing about teaching.
Yeah, definitely. And then you also, besides teaching Tai Chi and Qigong, you also provide sessions with the Beamer?
Yes. So people will ask me to come to their home and do the Beamer session for them, and I always offer to follow it up with the Tai Chi and Qigong lesson as fully included with whatever charge we agree on.
So how you mentioned a typical session is 8 minutes?
Yes, the best way to use it is just an 8-minute session, very relaxing, just calm, quick, and you're done. And when you're done, it's very different from when you sat down. That 8 minutes is a world of difference.
Why would somebody pay for a Beamer session if it's just a device? Why wouldn't they buy their own?
Well, not everyone can afford every single gadget that comes across their life. So Beamer it's a medical device, and it has a bit of a fee to it. So I don't like to just say this is how much it costs and talk to you later. It's more of like, hey, just keep using it and see if you really love it. Because when you realize what it's doing and how much it helps you, then the price isn't important. It's like, how much would you pay for a car? Like, well, how much benefit do you get from a car? Well, you can get a $5,000 car and it gives you the A to B benefit, and it takes gas and you have to support it and all that other stuff. But as long as it works, it gets you to A to B. But then people will spend $50,000 on a car just to have a few more bells and whistles, be a little more comfortable, a little better gas mileage. So the price is always relative to your need. But Beamer has a strict price that you can just go and buy it from their website, though. So
okay, so those who are able and willing to afford it, go buy it. But you can have a session and not have to buy a medical device for your home.
Yeah. And of course, we offer packages for repeat, travel to your home and private sessions. So that kind of stuff is, like the business model. Has to be some kind of way to pay for this thing. There's a lot of work that goes into doing that stuff.
So before we do wrap up and hop off here, is there anything else that we should know about Circulation Solutions? And do you have a web presence? I meant to ask that also.
Yeah, the whole social media thing, it's fairly small at the moment. Mostly I am personal advertising, personal meeting. I really focus so much on the website and the social media. It's more just go out and meet people, do follow-ups, contact them, meet them at their home. That's usually how I'm running this business. It's much more personal than public.
If anybody does who is watching this and is in San Diego and is interested in learning more about the Beamer and possibly scheduling a session with you, getting to know you, and what's the best way for them to contact you?
I have a small website, www.circulation.life, and you can email me at abrown@circulation.life, and as well, you can call me 619-988-1696, and I'd be happy to meet with you and discuss what your needs are.
Well, that is very personal indeed. Great. So that's about all I got for right now. It was really great talking with you, Andrew. I'll look forward to catching up again next time.
All right. Thanks very much, Dane. You have a good night.
You too. Thanks for coming on, buddy. Bye.